On this episode of Coastal Cooking Presents Quick Bites, we have Chef Jason from Constant Coffee and Tea, and he's going to be making butoneras. Stick around, find out how it's done.
Welcome to Coastal Cooking Quick Bites, brought to you by Pensacola Energy.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Coastal Cooking Presents Quick Bites. I'm your host, John Scanlon, and I'm joined in the kitchen by a very special guest. We have Chef Jason from Constant Coffee and Tea.
Hi, John.
Hey, it's great to have you. This is your second episode. Yeah. Right today, you're going to be making butoneras.
Yes. I don't pronounce it any better than you do, so we'll just go ahead and do that. Butoneros is what I believe I was told by someone who knows better than I do. So that's what we're going to call them. That's what we're going to do today. It's a traditional breakfast from southern and central Mexico. One of our chefs at Constant Coffee and Tea is from Mexico, and we like to incorporate as much of what he has going on in his experience and what he likes to do and the flavors that he grew up with. So he brings us a wonderful fusion of traditional Mexican cuisine and Pace, Florida, where he's been living since high school. We kind of put this together on our menu. We call it our Mexican plate. Downtown we have different breakfast plates that are named for different countries that are inspired the items on there. We have a Polish plate, an American plate, a Mexican plate, so on and so forth. And we just kind of do those as a combo meal, and this is one of them. Now there is an addition to this one. We're going to be adding some roasted green avocado to this one. Awesome. The one at the shop does not have this particular ingredient. But it does have all of these others. We've got our salsa here that we're going to be doing.
And that black bean salsa we made on the first episode with Constant Coffee and Tea, and that's the red pepper, cream of red pepper soup with black beans and cream sauce.
Yep.
Make sure you check out that episode, and it has that recipe for that sauce. It's really quick, really easy, and it's very versatile. So what do you start with first? We do the avocado, or?
So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut our avocado. And these guys are, this is a green avocado. It's a just slightly different breed than what most people are familiar with. The Hass avocado is what most people know as an avocado, and that's what we use to make our avocado toast. I brought this green avocado because when I was looking at Hass avocados, the Hass avocados were all hard as a rock. And as we all know, the avocado, much like the peach or the pear, is ripe for exactly the amount of time you need it to not be ripe. These green avocados, they're a little bit bigger. They're nice. They're not as fatty. They're a little more lemony flavor. And they work quite well. And these were ripe and the others weren't. So that's how that goes. And I'm just going to do some nice slices of them.
I know Chef Jason was saying at their downtown location, that's going to be 11C Palafox Place. It's right there in the Blunt Building. Just got remodeled, completely renovated. It's beautiful. And they're in the breezeway. It goes from the parking lot to Palafox. It's a great location, great atmosphere, and they're also located on Scenic Highway, right where Scenic turns into Cervantes. And that's another fantastic location. Go there, grab a coffee, something to eat. And a lot of people there go there to study. It's really good. Everybody's really friendly. So make sure you check out both locations. But most of their heavier meals are going to be at the downtown location. Is that correct?
Yes. Our lunch counter, comfort food style meals are going to be downtown. And then in the Heights, we kind of focus more on breakfasty kind of stuff and slightly lighter fare.
So how long does it cook for?
Just kind of until it starts to brown and blister a little bit. I would say I've never timed it directly. I just do it by sight most of the time. But I would say
watch
probably,
the color on it.
Yeah, minute and a half, 2 minutes per side.
Excellent.
Something like that. And then we're gonna go ahead and get that started. And this is just going to be a couple eggs.
So you're just heating that pan up. We're going to do 2 eggs there.
Yeah, I'm just going to do 2 eggs over there. And we'll toast our bread. And everything will be everything will be good to go. Let's see. Come here, you. See, that's the kind of thing we're looking for. So they're kind of blistered. They got a little brown to them, a little oil on them. They looking good to go. Now we'll just hey, come back here.
Now, how are we cooking the eggs?
We're just gonna cook them over. We'll just crack them here into this pan. Throw a little salt and pepper on top of them.
So, what I've heard, at least in the restaurant industry and with chefs, is that eggs are fairly difficult to cook correctly. Is that a good assumption that I'm hearing, or?
Yeah, it really depends a lot on how you're cooking the eggs. They can be a real challenge. If you're cooking eggs at home for yourself, though, it's not really that much of a big deal. I mean, cooking eggs for someone else's taste, I find is more difficult than cooking them for my own. And that's really kind of the long and short of that. I have not been a restaurateur for a huge part of my life, so there's definitely people who know more about it than I do, but I've not found that so much to be the case when not in a professional environment.
But that's kind of what I come across is I love eggs, so there's not too many eggs that I find I don't like.
The only thing I really know about eggs that could possibly help anybody is the hotter the pan, the better off you are. Because you'll be able to get them to set up on the bottom sort of before they have a chance to spread out too much. And spreading out can cause the eggs to be rather tough. They can get a little bit too.
They do have a little chewy,
a little too crispy,
texture.
a little too chewy. Whereas if you can get them to stay piled up nice and high, then you don't have to worry as much about that texture, that flavor happening.
Absolutely.
That's really the only piece of advice that I can give to anybody about eggs in any real way. Other than, of course, we all know the old adage: eggs that are done in the pan are overdone on the plate.
Now, is that just a regular tortilla? Or it's
This is a yellow corn tortilla.
and you're just heating it up, just kind of crisping it in the
Yeah, just
cast iron.
they get softer when they're a little warmer, and it makes for a little bit nicer texture, and it makes them a little bit more fun to eat. So that's what we do, and we generally just have a hot pan, cast iron griddle. You can use anything. I could have used that pan with all that olive oil and stuff in the bottom there, but we use cast iron at work, and that's what I'm used to using. And
We're on the Gulf Coast. People have cast irons in their
Yes.
kitchen. Right? we know how to use them, so absolutely, that's a staple if you're living in the South.
oh yeah, you get your cast irons together, and you gotta have a good recipe for a roux.
All right, and so we have the tortilla now. We're going to add the black bean salsa. And again, this recipe, it's very simple, and it's in the Constant Coffee and Tea episode where they're making the red pepper soup with black beans and a cream sauce.
Yep, and so we'll just throw a little bit of this down here.
That smells really good.
And we'll go ahead and add our cheese.
Now this is just sliced American.
This is white American cheese. And I learned from sources that this is actually the Mexican restaurant cheese. That the beans that you get with the one little piece of pepper in them and all of that, that's what that is. So we'll go ahead and add our...
Look at that avocado. That looks incredible.
Throw that guy's on there like that.
It almost comes out with like that zucchini texture,
little bit.
coloring to it.
And then we'll throw our eggs on there. And our stacker is almost done.
Now, which restaurant do you serve this at? This is downtown?
This is at downtown.
The reason I asked, I'm going to have to come down there and
Put that on there. And then the final touch. And again, we make our salsa in-house. But I like this one. This is the one that Marco told me to get. So this is the one that we're going to use today. Just spread this out a little bit here and there. If you want a little bit more sauce, add a little bit more sauce. If you want a little bit less sauce, add a little bit less sauce. That whole old chestnut. And then we just have some from fresh cilantro that we're going to put on top of there. There we are.
well, there you have it. That is Buenaris. Am I correct with that?
Yes,
Buenaris.
as correct as I can tell you.
From Constant Coffee and Tea. Jason, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me, John.
It's great to see this. It's such a quick meal, healthy. You can make this at home. More importantly, you can go eat it at the restaurant, and that's going to be 11C Palafox Place. They're open Monday through Saturday, and
8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
8 a.m. to 3 p.m. And they're also in East Pensacola Heights, and they're open there 6 days a week, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Make sure you go by, get a coffee, enjoy the atmosphere, and watch the other episodes. And we'll see you next time on Coastal Cooking Presents Quick Bites.
This has been Coastal Cooking Quick Bites, brought to you by Pensacola Energy.